morning, everyone. All right, so I would like to call to order HCI.
Recording in progress.
Let's see, are there any board members present by Zoom? Are there any members of the public present by Zoom? And if so, please identify yourself.
Margaret Dunlap with Metro.
Thank you, and you know the usual traits that we ask for when you're talking to us on Zoom is please say your first name and put your phone number, or mute your phone if you're not speaking, please. And then our next item is to receive comments from the public on Zoom or otherwise, if any. Okay, our next item is to approve the minutes of the October 23rd meeting, which were sent out previously, found on tab 1, page 1, please. And if I could have a motion to approve the minutes.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
The minutes are approved. Stephen, could you take us through the annual review of procedures for continuing disclosure compliance?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, SEC rules require that as an issuer of municipal securities, we maintain certain financial information about the district at the MSRB database called PIMA. And what that really involves is submitting the annual report, which is actually the next item. We are required yearly to review our procedure, so I'm just briefly going to go through what we do. We have retained Allen Boone Humphreys, who are also our bond lawyers, as a disclosure counsel, and they advise us on what information needs to be submitted every year, and they help us prepare the reports. We monitor our financial condition, and if anything happens during the year that would call into question our ability to keep paying interest and principal on our debt, we would file what's called a material event notice with the SEC. We've never had to do that, but we're ready to do it if we need to. That's really our procedure. We monitor and we file a report every year. So what we need to do right now is the board needs to pass a motion evidencing the fact that we've reviewed our continuing disclosure procedures.
And that is tab 2, page 4.
Yeah, there's no information about that.
So this is
It's
kind of
just
a verbal.
review. The next item, there is some information following that, which will be the annual report.
Okay.
So could have that motion evidencing review of our disclosure policies.
So could I request a motion evidencing the review of procedures for continuing disclosure compliance, please?
So moved.
Is there a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
And then on page 4, you'll see the beginning of our annual report, which consists of our financial statements, our audit, and what is also called the annual report, which is a series of a few tables which are actually updates to information that have been provided over the years whenever we've issued debt. These are in the offering documents called the OS, and these are the items that Allen Boone Humphreys believes need to be updated every year and filed with the MSRB. You can see starting on page 7, there's a lot of information here like what our current taxable assessed value is, how much debt we have outstanding. Page 8, there's a table that shows what overlapping debt, and then there's some tables that give the investors information about what our largest taxpayers are. So what we need to do here is the board is inclined to authorize us to file this annual report with the SEC.
Are there any questions or further discussion? All right, could I request a motion to approve the district's report and authorize filing of the same in accordance with the district's continuing disclosure of information agreement as required by SEC Rule 15C2-12.
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. And that takes us to our next item, which is a handout. Consider the approval of the fiscal year 23-24 audit. And Shannon and Jessica, are you going to take us through that? Yeah?
Yeah, sure, thank you. I'd like to recognize that the district's audit committee members met last week to review the audit in detail, and Jessica, who is the partner with Carr, Riggs and Ingram, took the board members, the committee members through that process along with Michael in detail. And I will hand it over to Jessica to give a few highlights from that review process, but all in all, the committee members were informed in detail and had no issues or concerns.
Okay, good morning, everybody. Like she mentioned, we went through the report in great detail with the committee. We went through our audit opinion. We are issuing an unmodified opinion, which is a clean opinion under U.S. generally accepted accounting principles. When it comes to specifics, there were really no new accounting policies adopted during the year, no changes to the existing policies either. It was overall a really good audit, and we're issuing a clean opinion.
Thank
So,
you.
on behalf of the committee, let me say that we did in fact spend quite a bit of time going through there, walk through any issues, which there were none, frankly. So just to let everybody know that there was a process, many members met, we went through it, and recommend approving the audit to this board.
Some of the clean opinion, some of the net assets, increase in net assets, we finished the rings. We added additional stars to the boulevard and other areas. We had a net increase in deficit because we build infrastructure on behalf of other entities. For example, we don't own Dubrovner or Hidalgo Park, but we completed those in '24. Also, the fund balance has increased from the previous year. We had staff reductions, and we also had other costs that we reduced through the team, reducing costs in their different areas.
With that, may I request a motion to approve the district's 23-24 audit?
Make a motion?
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. And that takes us to my favorite part, the update on the Uptown projects in operation.
Yeah, we aren't gonna take a vote on the, we had in the original agenda, we're gonna take a vote on new police vehicles, but we found out just yesterday, the dealer has the VIN numbers, but Ford is not gonna manufacture them until February. The dealer won't receive them until around March, that's when they outfit them, and then we actually wouldn't do a contract with the bank to purchase the new vehicles until March. So interest rates will change right now, and I'll go through it. Some of you weren't here, so I'm gonna go through real quick. These are the old vehicles. We got 6 of these patrol trucks. They weren't built to be patrol vehicles. They're built to be standard pickup trucks, meaning they're not built to idle. And the cars that we're looking at are built to idle. Here is a quick overview of the years of the trucks. We're gonna end up selling trucks 1 through 4, 2014, 212s, and 209. We're gonna keep 5 and 6 as backup vehicles, but we're gonna try not to use them. Over the last 5 years, we've spent $256,000 on parts, labor, maintenance, and oil. $256,000 in 5 years. There's the truck mileage. They're still relatively low. Trucks get a good resale value. So we're gonna sell those 4 trucks. We're gonna buy 4 Interceptors, police interceptor, Ford Interceptors. It's the main car that HPD uses. We wanna look like what HPD has. These are built to idle. This is what it's gonna look like. It's gonna be white with the big, we're gonna change from patrol to police. We're gonna try to have as many markings as possible as TJ or heads up security that HPD lets us. We will have an Uptown, sometime we might put the logo on the hood and have a small Uptown under police, but we want them to look like police. One of the big things we do is safety. One of the biggest issues we have, and Michael Hill can tell you, and if Irma was here, she'd say the same thing, is car break-ins. We are a safe area, but what we do is, because we got big parking lots of people shopping and they leave, so it's car break-ins. So having a little more.
The top's a siren, a lit siren?
It'll have a siren, it'll have lights, it'll have
Yeah.
everything. It'll have the whole police package.
That's right.
I even want to buy 4 100 Club, blue 100 Club stickers and put them on the back. and have numbers on them, so they look more like police vehicles.
Yeah.
Here's the stock photo from Ford.
Will it say Interceptor on the side? That's really awesome.
We can. They, again, 5 years maintenance total was $256,000 that we paid. The estimated cost per truck, estimated trade-in, we're gonna get around $59,000 to sell the 4 trucks. Cost per vehicle is about $64,000. That is, putting all the police package on it, putting the lights, everything it needed. That happens at the dealership. We're going with Silsby Ford. Estimated cost per vehicle without interest is $256,000. Right now, we've got from the bank at 5.7%. We even tried Ford, their,
Ford credit?
they were a lot higher. Ford was a lot higher. The best number we've got right now is 5.7. Jonathan Zanuck also asked us to look at all the local dealerships because we're using Silsby, out of Silsby, Texas. They will sell you vehicles, and they can put the police package on them, but they're not built to be police vehicles. They're like Tahoes and Jeeps and stuff like that. And we want to go on that built item because the maintenance will go down. And it looks like the HPD, what the HPD did. So we did go through that exercise, and I think, Chairman, you might have remembered Jonathan asking us to, so we did do that. Financing 60 months, no taxes, we're gonna get longest warranty as we can. Estimated cost of all the vehicles with interest is about $300,000. Yearly payment is $59,000. The first year's payment, we pay by selling the 4 vehicles, and then we're gonna save money on maintenance. That'll help us for at least the first 4 or 5 years. We're gonna hopefully have more maintenance.
And so that gets us down to what count?
We will still have 6,
6?
but 2 of them are gonna be the trucks. We're gonna take the skins off of them and mark them just like this. We're gonna sell 4. But those 2 trucks will sit in case we need them. But we only run 3 at one time right now.
Okay. So you got 3 on the go and 2 in spare pickups.
Yeah.
Great.
And usually, you know, one truck's not working, and one truck might be in the shop. Hey, so how are you doing? Give an update.
Happy holidays, John.
Happy holidays. Thanks. So, you know, it might end up after a year or 2, we don't need 6. But right now, I want to have 2 backups, and we already own them. And, you know, we might turn them into maintenance or something, but, or we might sell them. Any questions? And I will say that again, our main issue is car break-ins here in Uptown, and car break-ins have gone down. We're down over 30% from the same year from looking at 2023. Down 30% on car break-ins. So you know, police will tell you, and a lot of it has to do with the economy and other things. Some of it is, I know Michael Halen and your team, Edens, has been upping what they do at Uptown Park. The Galleria has been upping what they do at the Galleria. So, and we've been meeting on a regular basis with some of the big parking lot owners and stuff on security.
Have we encountered any new security ideas involving AI or drones or something?
We've been talking about it, but there's nothing yet because there's too uncertain. It's kind of like with the big thing with Teslas is they can't tell a paper bag, a plastic bag going across the road. It's the same thing with, somebody might look suspicious in a parking lot, but they're not actually, they're just a funny looking person. And so we are looking, we have had conversation, we even had one group come in here and talk about it, but they didn't have, they weren't ready yet. I think the technology is still a little bit.
The market's not there yet.
Not there yet.
Okay.
But I would, if there is a drone and a company that will put a drone over Uptown, during the hours that, the major hours, we'll get it. I mean, we were the first district to fully be encircled with the flock cameras. We have 62 of them. And so stolen vehicles and others that come through the district. They actually help the entire city.
Well, and you get a great, I hate to call it prospect, but, I mean, when you have a stolen car, you know that's something you wanna follow.
Yeah.
So then you're not worried about what to follow as much as how to follow it.
Yeah, one of the big problems with the car break-ins, what they'll do is they'll steal a car, they'll take a plate off another car, it might still be stolen, they'll change the plate, then come in here, so you don't recognize them. But then if you can look at the tape later and you can find out, you might be able to catch them. They have caught people, after the fact. That guy, that officer from New Orleans that got shot over here across 610, they found the shooter, using block cameras. A couple years ago, that guy, the rapper that got shot over on Mid Lane, they found his shooter because of block cameras. It didn't, that HPD doesn't publicize it because they don't want everybody to know about it. You might see it in the Chronicle every once in a while, but I know Ian's y'all got block cameras, Gallery's got block cameras. So we're pretty well covered around here. But the next generation, we want to, when AI is ready, we want to be able to deploy it. I think that if it's a drone, it's going to have to be tethered. Unless they have some technology where it can land, recharge, and take off on its own. More updates. The city approved the county's participation in the TERS, December 4th. The city voted on the interlocal agreement.
That is a big dang deal, congratulations.
The UDA voted on it, the county voted on it. The deals of it, the particulars are, the interlocal agreement lasts till 2041, which is the end date of the city TERS. They go back to 1999 when the start of evaluation, but they use that. They're only using 40% of the increment, not 100% of the increment. It would just be too big a number for the county to swallow at this point. So 40% of the increment's gonna come to us. It's only precinct 4, which is Briones. So north of San Felipe, we're not gonna be using that increment. That doesn't mean we can't do projects, because it's in the, right, Steve? All right, that's right. We can still do projects, in the, TERS. It also, Sonny, you got a question?
Yeah, you do.
So Memorial Park is gonna be, Briones and the city are talking about, the swim center. Swim center hasn't been touched in years. It's not part of our tri-party agreement, Memorial Park Conservancy or the Kinders. It's out there. It's the city, facility, hadn't been updated in years, and the county wants to help the city update. The swim center, add splash pad for kids, have more parking. They also want to put some office buildings and maybe a community center. And the TERS it'll be 33% affordable housing. Part of the increment will go to affordable housing. The difference between the city is the county's gonna do it, and it will, they can do affordable housing within 3 miles of the TERS zone. So Gulfton, Sharpstown, probably someplace up a little north of 290 maybe. I looked at the map, but mainly it'll probably be south or west of the district.
So question, in light of how the city has put the stamp of approval December 4th, where is the mayor and the whole looking for money and looking at tears right
He
now?
is he's looking at every pocket, and he's gonna look at us too.
Yep,
And he's gonna, but this is county dollars,
yeah, that's the county side,
these are
right?
county dollars.
But I wanna know
It-
where are we with the city and what?
Almost all our money is dedicated to, we've already spent the money on the boulevard. We've bonded that. We've spent money, $100 million on affordable housing. We're paying off the debt for that. We spent money on the land bridge in Eastern Glades and Memorial Park. We're paying the debt for that. So we've got about $298,000 in debt we're paying off. 298 million. So we're paying the debt off on those. We do have a little bit of money. We do have a tri-party agreement with Memorial Park and the Kinders to do maintenance for Memorial Park, and then we have a little bit left, which we pay for other things. We actually pay for the block cameras now out of the UDA and not the district.
Do we have any exposure from the standpoint of criticism of how money
go on to the next topic. Any questions about the TERS and the county joining? We're gonna look at projects, we're gonna get together at the beginning of the year with the county or start of the year. We won't see any money until 2026, right? But we're gonna start working on a project plan. We've always wanted to do Lynn Street, Midway Parkway is gonna be redoing this development. We've always looked at Lynn Street and some other projects to do. Hidalgo, we wanna make Hidalgo 2 ways all the way and possibly put paid parking on it so people can get to the park, Waterwall Park. They've always had an issue with that Williams Tower with parking. So we wanna try to add more parking in that area. So we've got work to do. A report was released a couple weeks ago by the Baker Institute by senior fellow, it was an issue brief, basically saying that TERS is progressively redistribute property tax burden from lower income areas to a rich area, and they actually point out that. They use very little data, use basically 2 data points, and they don't look at what we do, what we have done. They use the data point of $162 million that has been spent or obligated by the TERS since its beginning. They don't say anything about the $265 million in affordable housing that goes to areas. This is the TERS. This is one of the affordable housing programs from the city. We asked the city housing department to get a map of the bond money that's been spent. They can't tell us exactly where the other increment's spent, but since bond has bond covenants, they have to track where the money's spent for the bonds. These are, and Sonny, we can get you this map.
Okay.
Yeah, we can give you a copy of this map. This is one of the programs. This is another program. This is for the big program on the bigger dollar program. None of this is spent, it's all in lower income areas. They don't give, so what they did was, they took the census tract and what the median income was in the census tract was around the TERS. And they did 500 feet from the boundary of the TERS. Why 500 feet? Why not a mile? You do a mile and you pick up 5 census tracts in Gulfton. Why 500 feet? It's arbitrary. Why didn't they, and when they used the audit number, they looked at the audit and 862 million spent. That didn't account the over 100 million at the FTA, the Kinder Foundation and stuff. We spent it, they gave it to us to spend it. They didn't take into account. Right above it, 3 lines above it, 265 million affordable housing. The next line right above that, HIC facility, 75 million. They chose not to add those numbers. So we are putting together, we've got a pretty good detailed letter we're working on response to the issue brief that we're going to be sending to the head of the Baker Institute. We're also going to send it to one of the co-chairmen of the Baker Institute, last name happens to be Hines, and some of the other board members and a couple council members, and including Nancy Kinder wants a copy of it. The senior fellow, John Diamond, who wrote it, spoke at the City Council Physical Affairs, headed up by Councilmember Sally Alcorn. And most of the council members basically were praising TERS's for building infrastructure in their districts. And they're the only person that builds infrastructure in their districts. And especially the guy from Lake Houston TERS, the council member, he's like, man, they're building everything up where we are. We don't see anything except for the TERS stuff. So we got good support from city council, not all of them, there's some that don't. And so we want to correct the record so that Uptown does a lot of good work. Every single person who works for Uptown and the board and you guys, it helps the entire city to have a healthy Uptown. There's been over $1 billion in sales tax generated from the Uptown area since 1999. That's gone to the city and to Metro. There has been almost $1 billion in hot tax generated in the 2 zip codes that make up our market. And then also $4 billion in the last 10 years in capital investments. You can see all these buildings across 610 that wouldn't have been built if Uptown wasn't healthy. And that tax increment, there's no tax increment there, it goes straight to the city. So we got to tell our story. We're not going to do it in In editorials right now, we're gonna do it mainly with the city council and the Baker Institute and try to correct the record.
Is Bill King in this loop?
Yes, he is.
Okay, I think,
He's
I
got-
think this is a political grudge without logic.
Oh,
He
Is that on the public record?
Yeah, he is,
Thank
it
you.
actually is. He is actually a fellow now at the Baker Institute.
yeah,
That's where this is coming from, and let's just be sure we can all point to
the source.
the answer to the misinformation that Mr. King is promoting.
So, we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it with the Baker Institute, not with King.
Yeah,
Thank you.
We had a great TechStop meeting, this past week. Clark and I, Shannon, others, with Stephen Alves, the commissioner, the local commissioner for, TechStop, with the director of operations at Austin, one of the top guys in TechStop, and also the new district manager. 2026, the World Cup's coming. There are gonna be 6 events that are basically, each event is basically like a Super Bowl. And people will be coming all around the world to go to these events. They were telling us stories about people save up for years to go follow their country, to come watch them in another city. And they're gonna come, and a lot of them are gonna stay. When they're not at the stadium, they're gonna come to Uptown, they're gonna stay here, they're gonna go to the Galleria, they're gonna go to other shopping centers like Uptown Park, and Sasha's Place. So TechStop, Stephen Alves was at a tag meeting the other day, and he was speaking to it, and he says Houston has ugly freeways. We don't do anything about cleaning our freeways. Dallas does. And so he's leading the charge with Joby Allen and TechStop to clean up our freeways before 2026. And farther, he's asking the management districts to lend in and help. We already do substantial work on especially on the west side of the loop. We do some work on the east side. We're going to look at options to do more work on the east side and expand. These are all, first, Uptown's a gateway. Like Intercontinental's a gateway, downtown's a gateway, we're a gateway, Energy Center's a gateway to the city. And they're going to, actually, they're gonna spend $50 million on power washing and painting the freeways before 2026, 50 million, just on that. And Uptown's part of that. But we're looking at other things. They finished the interchange of 69 and 610, but they haven't done anything underneath it. They're kind of putting detention and stuff, but we are going to, Stephen Alves, we're still working through this. We had done a preliminary, what would you call it, landscaping?
It's a design concept.
Design concept. Clark Martinson led up with Kimberly Horn about doing concepts about cleaning up 610 and what we would do under 59. TechStop, the commissioner, it's not settled yet, has asked us if we can go ahead and do the engineering with Kimberly Horn, and then they might actually pay us to actually do the contract, implement the contract. This is still in negotiation and conversation. And so this area over at Chimney Rock and 59 is part of it. We go all the way to Newcastle, the other side of 59, but clean all this area up. That's kind of the gateway to Uptown. We've also got a $5 million request in the HCAC to redo the sidewalks up down 610 and all the intersections, all the lines on the street. It's a $5 million request. We're probably not gonna get it all, but TechStop asking that they do it. This is for the World Cup. This is to make the city shine for the World Cup. We're hoping to get it. So with TechStop and hopefully with the HVAC, we're gonna see some improvements in these areas. It's not gonna be overnight, but hopefully next year we'll get some things done. You can see over here, Clark put, we had this up for the TechStop commissioner and the TechStop, the brand new district engineer, and we basically said, this is what TechStop did and this is what it looks like. This is what it looks like. This is all TechStop property. We need to do something. This is Chimney Rock. They're laid down here on Chimney Rock. 59. So Clark did a great job putting this up there for TxDOT to see. So we were all standing up here with the TxDOT Commission and Joby Allen and looking at this and say, here's what your facility looks like. Oh, thanks, Clark. It was a great meeting. Here's some of the woodland areas. We spent a lot on this, but here, we clean up all these areas. We clean up, look over here at all these high weeds. This is underneath that intersection. It's a big piece of real estate. We also need to do fencing because of homeless problems underneath there. And we need to make sure it gets irrigation every night.
Rocky, wet rocks.
So when I said that they're gonna dig, they're gonna paint and they're going to clean, they're gonna do power wash, and they're gonna power wash all this type of stuff. They're gonna paint the balls, that's over at West Island.
That's a very significant issue, because that is an impression everybody gets to slow down and enjoy.
Yeah.
And it's a major attraction, or the opposite of that if we're not careful.
We're gonna try to piece together some more maintenance dollars from our existing church budget, the county budget, the county, church budget coming in, and try to piece together. We spent, what, 2.3 million on maintenance and beautification already. Now, a lot of that's on Coastal Boulevard, but 2.3 million, and we told them we spent 2.3 million on that.
What do the people from TxDOT say when you show them the ugly pictures?
They said we need to do, they basically said we need to do something. No, that was spoke to, Clark did a great job getting us up there. So, we'll see, we'll update you. We're gonna, and, next year, we're gonna have a trail ride going down Post Oak Boulevard. The Mission Trail Ride, over 150 riders, they've been going for 30 years. This is Jeremy, he's the trail boss. He's been putting a lot of his own money in the trail ride and really making it is what today. It's the only Hispanic trail ride. We've got riders coming from Monterey, Mexico. They got a 2-week trail ride. They're gonna ride on February 28th on Go Texan Day, and they're gonna go right down Post Oak Boulevard. We're gonna have a street sweeper. We're gonna have, TJ's gonna get HPD officers to help with intersection control. We're gonna tell all the, Gina, we're gonna tell all the building owners, residents, all the retail. We're gonna try to play it up. Julia's gonna work on mix. I predict that all the TV stations are gonna come get pictures of the trail ride on Uptown Boulevard. Because we're gonna push it, and it's a great place to get photos, so.
Do you know the route?
They're gonna go, they stop at one of the restaurants by, the Home Depot, south of 59, for lunch. And then they're gonna go to Richmond, cut over to Post Oak Boulevard to Richmond, up Post Oak Boulevard all the way to, Memorial Park. And what they're gonna do is, and Bob's talking to, your old center, the owners, about what they do is they take a 15-minute break during the, right before they go to Memorial Park, so they're gonna stop, hopefully, in front of Gallery Furniture. They're gonna check their lines. They get judged as a parade when they go into Memorial Park. That's when they judge, the trail rides, and that's where they get their awards. So what they do is they make sure they all lined up, the wagons look good, people got their, bolos up tight, and their hats on right, no beer cans and wagons. This guy actually runs a type shop, and it's no drinking on his trail ride. So they're gonna park over there right now, we'll negotiate with them. But it's gonna be fun. We're thinking about getting Balboa Surf Club and invite all the board members and others to, get the outside area as a place to hang out for a second. And the turkey trot was back. We had 1 year off, remember the, Baker Ripley, decided they weren't gonna be the title sponsor at the very last minute, which canceled it. And so turkey trot's back. I got my girls, I did not put this picture up there to tell you guys. Shannon ran it, Jonathan Zadig ran it. It was sold out, 7,000 riders. Houston Methodist, was a title sponsor, and Houston Methodist is coming back here because they did a good job. It was a fun run. So it's coming back next year. And then I think I got a couple, one or two others that I didn't mention. I talked to John a second before he walked in. talking to Heinz and others about doing the 40th anniversary of the water wall next year. Even if Heinz doesn't, we had George Lancaster with Heinz in here yesterday, seeing if Heinz wants to be part of it. If not, we're gonna do something anyway. We'll probably do a month long, we could even do.
No pressure there.
Yeah. People get,
Hey, could you please talk to your board members?
there you go, there you go.
I offered George to paint the overpasses.
We get, people get engaged there, people get their high school photos there, quinceañera, did I say it right? Quinceañera photos. It is packed, you know, big portion of the year, and so we can do something like, on social media where you hashtag water wall, and then we're looking at putting photos up on the water wall, with the projector. They did it with, Gerald Hines when they dedicated it, so we're thinking about doing something like that.
And what's amazing to me is, what year was that?
2008?
It does not feel like 2008. It feels like much closer.
Something like, was it 2008?
Yeah, 2008.
Yeah, that's when
When
UVA
UVA
took
closed,
over.
yeah.
It feels like it was a couple years ago. So,
We still work with Heinz on it, so they do all the maintenance, we fund them for the maintenance. It's down right now, though. It'll be back up in January, replacing the pump.
hey, let me write that down.
No, it's nothing we can, that's all covered. That's all covered. I think that's it.
All right.
Any questions?
I don't think so. Is there any other discussion before we close the meeting? If not, thanks to our Zoom visitors, and we are adjourned.